My name is Violet Gomes with Fort Hays State University, and I'm going to be discussing rural health grant opportunities in Leavenworth County. Grants for Leavenworth County Health Department come from the Kansas Department of Health and Environment. Their mission is to provide funding to local health departments to achieve state health goals. Leavenworth County has 7 cities in its boundaries. The first city is Basehor, Kansas, with approximately 5,651 people. The second city is Bonner Springs, with approximately 7,665 people. The third and smallest city is Easton, with 253 people. Lansing, which is the second largest city, is 11,849 people. Leavenworth, which is the largest city in Leavenworth County, has 36,154 people. Linwood, which is the second smallest city, has 375 people. And Tonganoxie has approximately 5,326 people. This information was taken from the U.S. Census Bureau. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment provides grant funding to local health departments, including Leavenworth County Health Department. The purpose is to provide funds to assist in obtaining the public health goals for each city within the state. Leavenworth County currently has multiple grants: immunization grant, prenatal care and well-child grant, family planning services grant, pregnancy education, which includes 2 grants, the PMI and the TPTCM grants, state preparedness grant, and daycare licensing grant. The purpose of the immunizations grant is to provide immunizations for those that cannot provide it for a low or minimal cost to those under the age of 18 that either have no insurance or have state insurance. The M&I grant, or prenatal care grant, which includes well-child visits, is for prenatal care for those people that have either state insurance or no insurance, and also provides well-child visits for those patients as well, or can be healthy. The family planning grant provides services for prevention or family planning in the areas of birth control, STDs, and also to provide abstinence information, information on preparing to have children or planning children. The next one is pregnancy education. Pregnancy education is to provide education for first-time moms or continuing moms, to give them the newest, latest, updated information so that they will be well equipped to take care of their newborn. State preparedness is a grant that provides money to local entities to prepare for emergency preparedness and different local entities that require state initiative. Daycare grant is for daycare licensing and our local surveyors to assist with providing those avenues. The grant I'm going to discuss today is the Family Planning Grant. The Family Planning Grant is given to those areas in the state that have a large population that need family planning services, such as well woman visits, pap smears, STDs, birth control. So this grant provides care to anyone that needs care, whether they have insurance, no insurance, state insurance, none of those are factors into whether or not they would receive care. So the grant is for anyone of childbearing age that would want birth control or needs to see the doctor for well woman visits such as a pap smear, pregnancy test, STD testing. If they want birth control, then they get to come in to see the physician and initiate birth control. During that visit, we educate them on all the different types of birth control, what their options are, what options we have available at the local health department, and then they review it with the physician, and then we are able to provide birth control at that visit at a lower reduced cost. We also provide some preventative care options. We have some local resources that we're able to provide information on for such as mammograms or colposcopies or other services to assist with their care that they may not be able to get somewhere else. In STD visits, we're able to provide initial testing, ongoing testing, treatment of STDs and partners. We also do follow-up testing for cure. We educate these patients on the need for protection, use of condoms, and for treatment. The purpose of treatment right away so that it won't cause additional complications such as inability to have children later on or inability to get rid of STDs and what that entails and what additional items they may need for those types of STDs. It's very important that they fully understand and are educated on the STD positives as well as STD prevention so they are able to care for themselves and their partners. So one of the questions that we will review is if the organization funds projects for the type of organization. And the Kansas Department of Health and Environment does provide funds for the local health departments. And public health with the local health departments allows many different subject areas to be funded. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment continues to provide funds to work towards those public health goals. And since I would like to educate on a public health goal and to provide effective education, then mine would fall into a public health organization for my project. So therefore, the Kansas Department of Health and Environment does provide funding for this type of organization. And does the Kansas Department of Health and Environment provide funds for projects in my area? I'm wanting to do an effective education project, and I haven't specified a specific subject yet. I haven't narrowed that down. So if I would like to do a public health area of education, and so therefore that subject area is funded by the Kansas Department of Health and Environment. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment does not specifically fund school projects. They fund public health initiatives. So if I was to use KDHE, I would need to partner with someone or through my job at the Leavenworth County Health Department, with the approval of the director, obtain funds for a public health project that could include my education portion for my school project. If that was a partnership with the local health department where I could be a part of the um, grant project and utilize effective education for that project, then it could be funded through the Kansas Department of Health and Environment. So the Kansas Department of Health and Environment's funding cycle is from July to June. They have 4 quarters and you are paid according to each quarter report. You have to submit the report in order to receive your funding. And so the timeline for the project is not the same as the timeline for the funding cycle. I think that if a partnership was formed with the local health department, that um, the grant could be funded through the local health department, and a portion for education effectiveness could go towards my school project. Here are my current references.